Hello, today is the 2nd of April 2025. This is Miss Wright, and I just wanted to express a little bit more about the story I was speaking of earlier today, my past history in music, working as an artist, a singer, and under my stage name, Dionne Bromfield. And the performance that was that I did during the time I was performing the iTunes at the iTunes Festival, and I believe that was actually the last performance for Amy Winehouse. She showed up at the performance. She didn't perform, but she definitely showed up and supported me during that performance. And it was kind of like making also the statement of showing who she signed to the record label, which was a little bit of a controversy, seeing that there were videos that I made, music that I put out that was made and I wrote, that was already presented and already making money. And come to find out later on, someone said, you know what, we're going to take your music and we're going to put another person's face. And I'm like, wait. Like, yeah, we're going to have this person represent you. And I had already completed videos, but I had experienced this situation in the United States. Now, at this point in time, I was in the United Kingdom, but I experienced it in the United States, and I thought I had moved away from that scenario where I would sing background for a lot of artists, and sometimes I would sing on their actual music, and you wouldn't see me. You would hear my voice, but you would not see me. In this case, I decided I would move to another country and explore my musical career there, hoping that I would have a different experience. But come to find out, the same people that tried to stifle my career in the United States had influence over in the United Kingdom, and and even though my music CDs were finished and out, and my record, and also some of them were singles that we released at different times, and I had already made a video. In one of the videos, you can see where I lived and how I lived. I was in the Royal Palace, and I used that, my home and my room and just my life there, in one of the videos. So you will see, if you look up artist Dionne Bromfield, you will see one of the videos. You see Twigs. She's an artist as well later on, but she was dancing in the video with another lady next to an old classic car, and I had on all black and gloves with the little polka dot bows, and this was so nice because it was able to show a little bit about my life, and I was happy to show the world that about me. And it was a video about a relationship, but to see the video now and not see my face, but see someone that they chose to look similar to me, to lip sync to my music and to represent my album that I finished and produced, even though I was on stage with Amy Winehouse, and she was certifying this is the artist that I signed. They still, when I had a loss of memory and was not able to go back and address some of the things that occurred because of that, my loss of memory, I can see that they kind of like allowed another person to just take over the face of my music, and that was definitely not fair to me, seeing that it's my voice and my music. And those were videos that I made. Even in the videos, the artist that they have out now, she was quite young, like maybe I believe around 15 years old, where it's very publicized that Dionne Bromfield was 25. Amy Winehouse, before she passed away, was 27. This young lady is like around 15, and she talks about her life, meeting her in 2009 at the age of 12. And so, she passed away, Amy Winehouse passed away in 2011. So that's like, she would be what, 14 years old? And in some of her interviews on Good Morning Britain, it's inconsistent with the actual artist. There's two different ages here, and so you can clearly see that this is a different person. But that's what they did in order for me to not have a mainstream record with my face, showing my connections to the United Kingdom, showing my connections to the music industry, because I also am a songwriter, and I wrote a lot of songs for a lot of major artists, and I did it for years. And I sung background for a lot of different major artists. Mariah Carey. I sang background for Luther Vandross. There's a lot of different people I worked with in the industry, just singing background. But it allowed me to learn how to kind of make my voice very unique, because so many artists have different styles of singing. So I learned my vocal ability was actually became very stronger and very unique by being able to be somewhat of a chameleon, by being able to allow my voice to change quite differently and sing an entire song where you think it's a totally different person, but it's me. But that came from my background of experiencing having to change my look and my voice, hoping that the music that was used, that another artist was using of mine, I have to now change my whole look, appearance, and voice, so it would not be similar to the artist that's on the mainstream record, that's out there in the mainstream music industry. So I learned how to do something very unique. So my music, when you hear it on my release of my CDs under Dionne Bromfield in the UK, each song is quite different. It's almost like it's a different person, but it's very much my voice singing each song. And that's what one of the recording people that recorded my music was like, how did you do that? I had never seen this before. But that was just something that I learned from being under those kind of circumstances, to create a whole new voice and vocal ability to kind of sound different and unique from the another sound. So when he asked me to, we don't want everything to sound the same, can we just make it very quite different, I came with a whole nother different sound that was like, he's like, is that you? And I'm like, yes. We went in the studio, and it's like, oh my gosh, how can you do that? Many people cannot do that. It's like you're a different person in the way you sing from one of these songs to another. So, and not only that, the tones and the vocals that I use, the high notes and the low notes, it was very difficult for a young artist or just someone who doesn't have this type of skill level or voice to just mimic. So the only thing they can do is pretty much lip sync to my music, and that's pretty much what happened. And just replace my face, but even using my body in some forms. So it was quite, for me, I didn't get credit for things that I did. And I was, the music went pretty far, and people loved the artist, myself. So I just wanted to say that to make you guys aware of it. But that was pretty much the thing. But Amy Winehouse was very supportive of my music. She, she didn't even sing on stage. She wanted me to perform completely so everyone could hear my voice and see my performance, which I thought was it was a blessed situation for me, and allowed me to be, to show my vocal ability to everyone, and understand that it was, that the label that I was under was supportive of my face and me as a person. Although later on, after she passed away, and just before that, those very same people that were doing these things in the United States had some influence to do it in the United Kingdom, and it was quite against what she stood for. And she was like, "What are they doing? We don't do this over here." And people, it's done in many different countries, but just it was like undermining her as a record label, having a record label. So before that could go much more, before I can go into more detail or went any further, she passed away shortly after that performance, so at the iTunes Festival. And so I just wanted to kind of share that, because most people don't know these things, but I wanted to make that clear. So thank you for listening, and it was a memory that I'm recalling in detail, but credit should be given where credit is due. So that's why I'm telling this story. And I believe that she kind of stood up for that purpose, and I think that should be respected, and the music and the artist who actually sings the music, sung the music, need to be respected and known as such. So it's all right, and you know my stage name is Dionne Bromfield, and also you have my history, my family history of royalty, Queen Victoria. You have the first, Queen Victoria second, and the third. But anyway, peace. I'm thank you for listening, and as I start to remember more of what happened, I'll give you guys more details. And oh yeah, the video, one of the videos that was made was showing the kingdom, was showing actually the palace, one of my homes that I actually sleep and live in. and it kind of showed a Twiggy. She's dancing. She's also an artist was an artist coming out of the UK. She actually crossed over to the US and became very big in her career. But she was dancing with another young lady by a classic car in the video, and it was really, fun. I kind of grew up with, I kind of knew a lot of different people in the industry. It was my past life, and how, and I was quite young at that time, but it's just something to give you guys an understanding of what I did. But that video was filmed inside of my home, and so where I lived, and in my bedroom, I'm actually sitting. So it's not fake, it's real. And some of the staff that worked inside the palace was actually in the video. It was quite unique and kind of fun for me, and it was showing a little bit of my lifestyle in a playful way. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much for listening. Peace.